Welcome to the cave. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hi.
Exciting times. We have a movie premiering in a few days. The Donor
Yeah.
Party on demand anything March 3rd. I watched it last night. It's like I enjoyed it. It was reminding me kind of like a 90s type of comedy. Do you get that feel from this?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's very raunchy, sex caper kind of It's really like a heist movie.
Right. And it's all over the place too. You got like a few
Yeah.
storylines going at it at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are you hoping for when the viewers tune in to watch this?
I mean, it's a comedy. You hope people laugh. I mean, it's got some heart to it. It's very much explores the female perspective of having kids and trying to get pregnant and kind of all of that and friendship and all of those things. But you really just hope that at the end of the time that people had fun watching it, you know?
What was your experience working on this film?
It was great. I mean, I've worked with so many of the people that were on this movie before, and Malin, of course, and Rob Corddry and Beth Dover from Children's Hospital. And I've worked with Cedric Yarborough on Goldbergs and John Daly on things here and there. I mean, there's so many with Jerry O'Connell and Ryan Hansen. There's so many people I'm so excited to work with like them that I just haven't had the chance so far. Um, and people I hadn't met before, but it was great. And with small budget movies, like you have to make a choice. Like, are you going to spend the money on teeny tiny little trailers with like little accordion doors where you can literally hear somebody fart? Or or are you just going to get like one hangout room?
Mm.
So since this movie all took place in one house, they had a big screening room in this house that they had rented for this location. So we all just got to, when we weren't shooting, we all just hung out together doing bits and making each other laugh um, on the side. It was great. So much fun, which is good because it was mostly night shoots.
Right. And I've had Marlon on the show before too, and she's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. When she called me up, was like, "Listen, do you want to come make no money but work in LA with some of your friends?" I was like, "Absolutely." No, wait, I'm kidding. Send me the script first. Okay, now yes.
What do you think is the attraction to these type of movies also?
Well, I mean, it's just fun. I mean, it's fun. It's just fun to
Mm.
watch things. And then as we get older, you're experiencing different things. I mean, I know so many friends who are trying to figure out like around this age, like, oh God, shoot, I forgot to have kids when my body
Mm.
said have kids. And so like, how am I going to do this? So to add a little bit of like, mayhem and fun to it, why not?
Mm. I'm 45 years old. I have a 5-year old. I'm always tired.
Always, yeah, right. Yeah, mine are a little older, so I'm just like always like checking in on their like, how are we today? How are your friends? What's
Mm.
happening? I have teenagers.
So we see you in the movie as Molly. How was it connecting out with this character? How do you prepare to play such a character?
I mean, I didn't have to do that much deep diving. This person is not that much different than myself. I mean, she lives in a much nicer house, but uh, it's like a long marriage, somebody who might be, I mean, I'm not. I love it's just like a little bit, she's a little bored. She's
Mm.
what is excited to do this thing for her friend, but and that I think the most fun thing though was to figure out like, all right, well, a quarter of the way through the movie, I drink a glass of wine that is laced with Molly.
Yeah.
So then the rest of the movie, I'm just super high and finding fun ways to incorporate things people might not expect or not the obvious or what would be a fun little improv here and there and just to make myself laugh. I had no rules, so that was fantastic. I truly was telling them, I'm like, you guys missed out. Like, I have the most fun part in this whole movie.
Actually,
I do whatever I want.
I was just gonna say that throughout the movie, your
Yeah,
character is having most of the fun.
totally, right? I'm dancing, I'm stroking people's hair, I'm being too hot. uh, like
Swimming
it's
in the
just
pool.
swimming in the pool. Yeah.
How would you describe now that the relationship between Molly and Jaclyn, which is played by Malin?
Yeah. Um, it's one I understand very much because, these are two girls who are college roommates. So, when you're college roommates, like there's no not a lot of responsibility. So two people who partied a lot together and had a lot of fun and came up together and dated people and did this and now have settled down a little bit more and watched each other change and mature and still have such a deep love. And I know like my character is very much holding on to the fact that like Jaclyn is her fun friend that she can go out with and do all of this. So I think there's a little bit of part of her that when Jaclyn wants to become mom, it's like, oh no, I'm going to lose my fun friend.
Right.
You know?
And you can tell there's a scene by the pool where you kind of like questioned your life as well.
Yeah, as I think we all do as parents at some point. You're like, oh God, is this what I do as I just try to make healthy lunches and drive people around? Like, this is what I do. Like, what, when you talk to your friends, like, what are you doing this weekend? Like, well, this one has a soccer game, this one has a water polo game. I got to take the other one. Said apparently she has no pants. So we got to go shopping for pants. And then, like, maybe I'm going to meet a friend for coffee, but I don't know because there's a soccer tournament, like,
right.
It gets to be really bogged down in that kind of stuff to where I think that you can lose yourself a bit if you don't make the time or consistently like pursue the things that make you feel like you.
Yeah, you're right. And you also mentioned you've worked with Rob before. How excited were you when you found out that he's going to be your husband in this movie?
Oh, it's so much. I was very excited because we've worked together before, but it's all Children's Hospital is so ridiculous. There was no continuity. There was no, everything was heightened and absurd and kind of meta. And so to just have a storyline where we're like a real husband and wife going through something or, in the middle of this wacky comedy it was different. It was really different. And it was so strange after all these years. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I kiss Rob and this, like, here's like my good friend that after all these, I'm like, we're going to kiss in this? Like, that's weird.
I know we can't talk a lot about spoilers and everything, but the way the movie ends, what's your thoughts on that?
It's pretty funny. It's just that like last little second of like,
what do you think? Chance for a sequel? What's your thoughts on this?
Well, we'll see. That would be a whole different kind of movie. Then we get into more of a more parenting comedy.
Right.
Rather than a raunchy sex comedy.
So we have this March 3rd on demand in theaters. Erinn, I want to thank you for giving a few minutes today. This was a great chat.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.